Hello, everybody, and welcome to Herman Brothers Field as we prepare for more ABL action. The Matsu Miners getting the last 2 days in non-conference play, but back again here with the competition against the Peninsula Oilers. I'm Sean Neef alongside Reese Lannon here to bring you this broadcast, and the Miners going to be looking to continue their dominance atop the ABL. Currently coming into this game at 15-7, and on the other side of it is the Oilers, who have been on the bottom of the conference so far this year. Miners going to be striding out a new arm today, as well as Darwin Matos comes in, the Clifton, New Jersey native. Going to get his first start with the Miners since being added to the roster.
Yeah, Darwin Matos, or Matos. Matos, the left-hander from Felician University this year. For Felician, he had 9 appearances, making 7 starts, 2-3 record, 4.08 ERA. He had 34 strikeouts in 28 innings. He will rear that fastball up in the low 90s along with some breaking balls, as he'll face a lineup that includes Cole Moore this time around. The last time we saw these Oilers on Independence Day, Cole Moore was not a part of that lineup, and their best hitter average-wise is back in today.
Around Matos, they have Rother, Bermudez, Morozic, and Walters in the infield, left to right. Ferreira out in left field. Tyler Wilson in center, and EJ Cumbo out there in right field. Behind the dish, Tyler Rando going to be the battery partner with Matos today, as he starts off the game with a strike. So first pitch in a Miners uniform, can't say there's much way to go better than that. And how about a strike 2 to follow it up? So ahead early here against Cole Moore.
Matos ahead in the count, and we apologize for a little bit of stream buffering today. The connection right now is trying to sort itself out, so hopefully that is up and running as this game goes on.
So Moore now puts it down the line, and he gets thrown out at first. So close call, plenty of speed from Cole Moore, but unable to get there, and he'll be retired for the first out in the top of the first.
It'll bring up now Trevor Antonsen to the plate. Antonsen on the year has struggled with the bat, hitting 167 on the year, and he has no homers or RBIs. He does have 7 walks.
It's definitely been tough sledding for a lot of the players around Moore. Jumping this time and put away. David Bermudez, quite the grab there. Didn't have to leave his feet too much, but nice timing to put that one away. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the first.
Now it's going to bring up John Olmstead, the USC product. Today, Olmstead playing out at second base. We saw him at shortstop on July 4th. Olmstead on the year, a .232 batter. He's got a homer and 6 RBIs.
And Olmstead going to be looking to do some damage here as Matos continues to get strike calls. So far having no issue getting ahead of any of these hitters. Olmstead in their last week batting a solid .250, so looking to carry that into it as Matos is looking to control another at-bat. Gets him to start going around the appeal. No, he did not go all the way around, so we'll even it up. It is Fred Meyer Day at the park, as they are the sponsor for today's matchup, and had a Fred Meyer employee, Amanda, singing the national anthem as well, so it's going to be plenty of Fred Meyer references as they're going to be raffling off items throughout the game for the crowd too, but that time can't get the call, so 2-1.
Matos stands at 5'10" and about 200 pounds. Works from the left side, full windup, no stretch.
And this one's going to be lifted up, and Rando running into foul ground towards his own dugout. Can't get there as that one's sent over the screen, so now 2-2.
Antonsen, who on the year, or not Antonsen, rather Olmstead on the year is their 7th best hitting regular. Actually, their 6th best hitting regular in the lineup, but he does have 13 walks, so he's certainly showed the ability to draw a walk, and he has the most at-bats in this Oiler lineup.
So a 2-2 count to Johnny Olmstead, trying to avoid a 1-2-3 inning to start this game. Matos trying to start a dominant game. Gets us fired here, and they're going to say that one went low. So full count, 3-2. Matos trying to leave an impression with skipper Tyler LeBrun here, as he hasn't given any chance on the bump so far. Here's the delivery. This one turned the other way. It's going to go foul. So we're going to run it back with Johnny Olmstead.
Oilers line up beyond Olmstead. John Hanley hitting cleanup, then Dylan Ditzenberger, Ben Grunberg, Grant Rosema, Andrew Soika, and then Owen Christie rounds out the bottom of the Oiler order.
Their DH, like you mentioned, in the 9-hole. So hoping for some production from the top of their lineups. John Olmstead right in the 3-hole, sits in the heart of it, and he's going to be put down swinging instead. So a swinging strikeout recorded for Darwin Matos, and he's looking strong. So far, 3 up, 3 down for the Miners. They're going to head to the plate in the bottom of the first. Be sure to stay tuned in order to see what happens. Welcome back to the bottom of the first. Miners going to get their first hacks in this one, and EJ Cumbo going to be leading them off now. The undersized speedster showed off some power in their game against Legion the other day, lifted one over the right field fence. So hoping to translate that to some ABL action as he starts off taking the ball.
Starter for the Oilers is one Ben Briggs. This is his 5th start of the year, and he's been pretty good. He's got a 2.5 ERA in 18 innings as ball 2 goes there to Cumbo. 2.5 ERA in 18 innings. He hasn't been a big strikeout guy, just 9 of them on the year, but as long as you're not giving up a ton of earned runs, that'll play.
This one called strike, so looks like a 2-1 count for EJ Cumbo.
Another interesting thing on Briggs, he's actually given up 11 runs, but only 5 of them have been earned. Over half of his runs allowed have been unearned.
And gets a strike there, so evening it up at 2-2. Ben Briggs, someone who only averaging 0.5 strikeouts per inning. He's much more of a fly-out, ground-out kind of pitcher, but right now, showing some prowess, forcing some action from EJ Cumbo.
And that's actually the opposite of what he was at the University of Pitt Johnstown this spring. He was a big strikeout guy who couldn't get the walks down. He had 25 strikeouts in 15 innings at Johnstown this spring.
Right now, seeing what he can do with the first batter as EJ Cumbo takes another swing here. This one chipped up just a bit, but easily into the glove of Soika in right field. So quiet out number 1 for the Miners in the bottom of the first.
The Miners lineup will go Cumbo, Josh Morozic, then Nick Sorelli, cleanup hitter Casey Rother, Aaron Walters, Tyler Rando, Tyler Wilson, Mike Ferreira, and then David Bermudez rounds out the lineup in the 9 slot.
So coming up to the plate now, He is Josh Morozic, the speedy outfielder and now infielder. He's a real utility guy. But taking a swing there for strike one.
There's a graphic up on our Twitter today on Josh Morozic. He's actually top 10 in the ABL in steals and top 15 in hits, so he's been getting it done.
Not going to need to swing at that one. No offer at the 0-1 pitch and evening it up. Morozic, so far this year, has been dependable in the top and bottom of the lineup, but I think he fits well into that 1 or 2 slot for the Miners. Been excellent at taking walks recently. Trying to take it there does result in a strike, so 1-2.
Morozic, a 286 hitter on the year. Also stolen 6 bases. Only been caught twice.
This one called a ball, so 2-2. And the last week hasn't been Morozic's greatest. 1 for 9 at the plate with 1 walk and 1 hit, so is looking to pick it up. But at the same time, some of his teammates like Ferreira seem like they're coming back along, trying to gel at the right time. As he's taking another ball there, chance for a walk for Morozic.
3-2, and Morozic does strike out a fair bit. He's got 20 strikeouts on the year in 63 at-bats, but also a decent amount of walks. He's got 9 of them.
And takes a big swing there, can't make the contact, so that's going to be out number 2 on a strikeout for Josh Morozic.
And now it's going to be Nick Sorelli, the first baseman, who still has an on-base percentage over 500 coming in. 333 batter. He's got 4 homers and 11 RBIs.
I don't think there's much question about Sorelli being one of the top hitters in the ABL this season. Briggs offering here, and that one's away again. So his breaking action outside does seem like it's a bit off right now.
Yeah, Briggs got his first strikeout there, and he's kind of falling behind hitters. He's fallen behind every hitter he's faced now.
Does offer something hittable there, as it's called strike 1.
The Peninsula Oilers come into this game sitting at 8-17 in the ABL. They've had a real struggle this year, and it's hard to win games when their pitching, specifically their bullpen, has fallen apart.
So freezing him up with a similar pitch on that last one makes it 1-2. Sorelli, see if he has an eye for the changeup, as that's what he's seen the last 2 pitch. This time, not going to break and not going to go back in the zone, so 2-2.
Sorelli struggled to walk early in the year, but he's really picked it up. He only had 2 walks through the first couple of weeks, but the last few weeks he's got 12 of them.
And it comes from plate discipline like that, laying off on that one, so make it full again. I believe this is the 3rd batter in a row with a full count, but could be one off. Right now, the pitch count oddly high for Ben Briggs, as this one's going to keep him in it, as Sorelli walks to first, so the inning stays alive, and we're going to eat up some more pitches from Ben Briggs.
Yeah, and Sorelli thought it was ball 4 all the way. The Oiler infield, half of them came jogging off the field. They thought it was strike 3, but Sorelli with his 15th walk of the year, and now he has an even walk-to-strikeout ratio, 15 apiece. Now it's Casey Rother, the 3rd baseman.
Rother's still boasting a batting average just a tick below 300, sitting at 297 right now. But the way he started this season, you know he's going to want to keep emulating that as the year goes on. Taking a strike there. So butting behind early.
Aaron Walters sits on deck.
Walters on deck, Rando in the hole. So Miners have plenty of power coming up, just seeing if they can stay alive in this inning. Big swing here. This one blooped into shallow right, and it gets down, so everybody's safe. Sorelli to second, Rother to first. A hit for Casey Rother.
Yeah, that was a nice piece of hitting by Rother. Got jammed up a little bit, was able to take it the opposite way, muscling it out there in front of Stoika, and the second baseman, Olmstead, was really nowhere near that patch of grass, so that was an easy blooper. And now Aaron Walters has a 2-out RBI opportunity.
Might not be the way you planned it, but regardless, that ball got down. Walters is now set up with a RBI situation, as there's a man in scoring position, and Sorelli While he might not be the speediest, when he steps to a hustle to a plate, you're not going to stop him. He's going to keep grinding through you. Starting off with a strike here, though, so Walters already behind 0-1. Walters standing in the left-hander's batter's box, puts this one on the ground, could go the short way, instead goes to first, and he's out. So they escape the jam there with a runner in scoring position and keep it zeros on the scoreboard. Miners unable to put one across and tie ball game through one. Going into the second is going to be 0-0, so be sure to stay tuned here at Herman Brothers Field in order to catch our second inning of action. Welcome back for your second inning of action here at Herman Brothers. First baseman John Hanley going to be the first one up for the Oilers in the second inning, as they're going to look to go a bit deeper than 1-2-3 this time.
Darwin Matos back out for his second inning of work. Hanley comes in this year struggling a bit at the plate, hitting .210, right-handed batter.
Matos working that fastball outside, can't get it inside though.
We didn't see Cole Moore last time we played these Oilers, and today we don't see Garrett Pennington, who's part of that duo from Central Missouri who leads this team in hitting.
Those are the two pillars of their offense, and without one of them, it's always going to be a lot harder. It's going to require people like Hanley, like Ditzenberg, to step up in order to support them, but right now, it looks like Hanley's doing his job pretty well, so ahead 3-0 in their count.
Miners have a long streak coming up, and that'll start tomorrow, or actually I guess today, but they'll play tomorrow at 11 a.m. Alaska time as Hanley walks on 4 pitches. 11 a.m. tomorrow against the Chinooks in Anchorage for the ABL Showcase.
4-pitch walk, the easiest way aboard, as there's a man on and none away. So Dylan Ditzenberger dits by his jersey coming up next.
Left-handed batter Ditzenberger against the left-hander Darwin Matos. We haven't seen Matos yet with a runner on base, so we'll see how he works out of the stretch.
Keeping an eye on him for sure. Hanley, as this one's popped up, and Matos is going to get over there easily. Ditzenberger with a poor bunt, and that one left plenty of hang time for Matos to get over there.
Yeah, that was the easiest out we're going to see, and one of the easiest outs we'll see all day. That ball, Ditzenberger tried to get it down the right side up the first baseline. Instead, he got it in the air. Matos takes a few steps off the mound over to grab it.
So coming up to the plate after that disappointing bunt attempt is Ben Grunberg, and Grunberg has been struggling with his strikeouts.
To say the
20
least.
on the season.
And 31 at-bats. It's in the 6 hole today, right-handed batter. See if he can get it going. There's strike one with the breaking ball. Matos has a nice breaking ball. It's a curve, overhand curve coming from the very top.
So Ben Grunberg stands in an 0-1 count. John Hanley still stands over at first. Likely trying to pick up on what that breaking action is for Matos so that he can try to at least make an aggressive bag push on it, but behind 0-2 now, time running out on advancing that runner, but Grunberg looking to avoid his 21st strikeout of the season. The pitch, this one inside, too far inside, says the home plate umpire. 1-2 now.
Matos does a lot of looking over at the first base bag. He takes a lot of time in between pitches, especially with the runner on, and it's not going to be easy to steal a base off him. He gets to the plate fairly quickly as well. He's not one to kind of hold up in the air. He's got it and he's going once he's started his movement.
We haven't seen one yet either, but anytime I see a lefty pitch, as he gets a beautiful strikeout there with the curving action, just a rainbow shot to put away Grunberg for his 21st K of the year.
Now it's going to be Grant Rosema, and Rosema is another guy in this Oilers lineup. I mean, you can say a lot of guys are struggling, and Rosema is the epitome of that. He's got 4 hits and 36 at-bats so far, but he does have a homer and a couple of RBIs. Has 8 walks as well, so has contributed that way.
Always tough to make an excuse to make a substitution for a defensive player like Rosema as well. Sends this one right back towards Darwin's ankle. This time gets away from at first, and he's going to keep advancing. Maybe even a chance to go home. This one's still in the rubble. He's going to make it safely. The throw can't get close. Throw to third, though, easily before him. And he's safe. Didn't get the tag down. Instead, able to flounder his way to third. So, what a series of unfortunate events for the Miners. Starts with the ball ricocheting off of Matos and just unfolded from there.
Yeah, that was just a mistimed calculation by Darwin Matos. He probably should have just sat on that ball and not thrown it. Had he not thrown it, it would have been first and second. Instead, the throw was way low. Got away from Sorelli. Obviously, no backup. So coming all the way around to score was the runner in John Hanley. And all the way over to third is Grant Rosema. And don't underestimate the slide either. That was a fantastic slide.
Looked like he would have been beat by a mile, but had the awareness to dodge Rother's glove, and now he keeps the inning alive with 2 outs. So Oilers first to score here in pretty eccentric fashion, and now Andrew Soika gotta be coming up to the plate, hoping to make it even bigger. Taking a big hack there, trying to do it all, evening it up at 1-1.
Only a 1-0 game. The Miners would love to be able to strand that runner over at third and keep the deficit where it is at just 1.
Miners seem to play well in deficit situations, so an early one here. As Soika continues to hack, that breaking ball still gets past him. 1-2 now.
Matos has a beautiful breaking ball coming over the top. So much break to it, and it's a huge velocity difference from that fastball, which is all the important.
One thing I've definitely noted so far is how much control he seems to have. Only 1 walk so far, as this one's just fouled away towards his bullpen waiting over there.
Nice catch down the left field line. Somebody leaning over the railing as that ball was coming down to make the catch on the fly. So he can 1-2 hold now, the Kansas Jayhawk.
Looking to extend this inning even longer. Already got the run they were looking for on some major errors unfolding. But now looking to drive in a run himself, get his own RBI. Can't do it with that one. Instead, he's going to be sat down on strikes. Another one for Matos. That should be his 3rd strikeout of the game, as he's looking pretty strong in his first showcase, hoping his ankle's fine after that bit of action in the top of the second. We're going to head to the bottom of the second. Miners now trailing early after the most unlikely of ways to give up a run. See if they can respond quickly in the bottom of the second when we come right back. Welcome back for some more minor action here in the bottom of the second. Coming up to the plate first is going to be Tyler Rando. And the Miners, I don't think we've ever seen them give up an early lead in such a different fashion as they did in the top of the second. But regardless, they're in another comeback situation to say the least. And we know why they're the rally in the valley. But it's going to be difficult. Matos already had his own impressive showing with his breaking ball, but right now Ben Briggs is looking pretty solid as well. Continues to go to it, and the well continues to produce. Fastball high, not as much. Only one now.
Tyler Rando coming into this game today on the year. Rando is hitting .244. He's got a homer and 9 RBIs.
Takes a big swing here. Can't get contact with that one, so 1-2.
It'd be Rando, Wilson, Ferreira in the minors second. David Bermudez would be that fourth hitter if they could get to him.
Right now, Rando trying to avoid becoming the first out. Sends this one right back up the middle. Fielded immediately and thrown away as Antonsen to Hanley is solid for the first out.
Ground out 6-3, short to first, and now it's going to be Tyler Wilson, who has been struggling in the average department, but you can't say he hasn't been hitting the ball hard because he has. He's run into a lot of unlucky outs. He's 11 for 59 on the year. Wilson, ton of speed as well, so he'll try to utilize that here.
Standing in the left-handed batter's box, Wilson ready for the first pitch and ready to watch it go by as it goes outside for ball one. I want to thank our grill masters, Erica Bills, Steve Bills, and Poppy, for serving AmeriGas burgers and AmeriGas dogs for everyone at Herman Brothers today. Taking a big swing there as Tyler Wilson, that breaking ball continues to look solid as no one's made solid contact with it yet.
0-1 on Wilson, the switch hitter from Grand Canyon University.
Not going to offer it this one, near the hands and inside for ball two.
1 count now on Tyler Wilson. The only other game today in the ABL is the Alaska Goldpanners and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, but it remains to be seen whether that game will be played or not because the Goldpanners have had some COVID-19 issues.
Wilson gets this one up, but is going to be put away easily by Grunberg, so another 1-2 start to this inning. Miners looking to expand this one. They were able to get 2 on in the first with a walk and a hit. Looking to recreate some of that momentum here as they're staring at 2 away already in this inning.
Ferreira to the plate yesterday. Obviously, the stats didn't count as a non-league exhibition game, but he hammered a home run over the left field fence.
And even though it doesn't count, seeing something like that could be huge for confidence in the batter's box. Just seeing that you're making good contact again. Ferreira's been getting increasingly more confident over the past couple games and carries that confidence into a single here right up the middle. So Mike Ferreira keeps it going, gets a man on first.
Yeah, that was a good piece of hitting by Ferreira. And although the hits haven't been a mainstay for him this year, he's been doing a good job earning free passes. He's got 7 walks to just 5 strikeouts there, getting his 8th hit of the year. And that would be David Bermudez, the bottom of the order.
And he couldn't help but smile when he met first base coach Bubba Walters there. It's coming along for Mike Ferreira. David Bermudez watches the first pitch go by for strike 1. Bermudez, another one of those players similar to Morozic that's been moved around this lineup a lot. They like to keep him at least in a spot where he can get on base for the top of the lineup. Not going to go the long way, and he can't get a hand on that one. Couldn't glove it off of the bounce. Instead, got away from him, and Hanley didn't have a grip of it when Bermudez came across. So going to get on safely and keep this inning going once more.
Yeah, that was an error down there by the third baseman, Cole Moore. We saw Henry Novicki make 3 errors at third base on Sunday. Over there, Cole Moore makes an error, and this inning's going to continue.
Just when you thought it might end, a hit and an error, keep it alive. So EJ Cumbo now a chance to extend on that even more, but takes a ball there.
This is the exact same situation as the first inning. First and second, both those runners getting on with 2 away.
Looking to change this inning just a bit as Cumbo gets into this one but sends it foul. If straightens that up, that could easily bring 3 across.
Cumbo has Ferreira out at second, who has decent speed. For a bigger guy, he can really truck it around the bags. And then over at first, Bermudez, who has solid speed as well.
Cumbo waiting on a 1-1 pitch. Quick delivery here. This one skied high and going to be going foul. So 1-2 now.
Oilers are really shifting on Cumbo. The left fielder, Grunberg, is playing more towards the left center alley. And the center fielder, Ditzenberger, is shaded a bit towards right field.
So far, Cumbo getting underneath these 2 balls. This time, put it on the ground, and he's going to challenge him at first. Not in time, though. Ben Briggs able to rush over there. Cumbo obviously has been dealing with some of his own physical ailments since he got here, but close race there at first. Miners sent silent in the bottom of the second as they still trail 1-0 in an early game here against the Oilers. Be sure to stay tuned for the 3rd inning of action after a short break here. We're back with your 3rd inning of action in this tight contest through 2. Miners unable to put one on the board so far and trailing early 1-0 as these Oilers proving pesky. The DH is going to be the first up in this inning. Out of the 9 hole, it's Owen Christie.
Christie, another guy who has been struggling to say the least as he swings and misses there. Christie on the year is batting .082. He's got 4 hits and 49 at-bats. He's also struck out 20 times, so the struggles, or rather, that's Ben Grunberg. Christie
has
31 at-bats, 20 strikeouts. Grunberg, 49, 20 strikeouts.
And trying to buck this trend as it gets down and slow roller, so he's going to get a hit, infield hit there, just stopped all momentum. No real chance at a throw, and Owen Christie gets his first hit of the ballgame.
Spoke too soon on Christie, I guess, as he raises his average a little bit. Yeah, that was just a little dribbler up the 3rd baseline, and nothing the Miners can do there. That went into no man's land.
Cole Moore coming to the plate, the 3rd baseman with plenty of slugging potential. He really doesn't need much help, and right now has a man in front of him. Put something in the gap. You could see him moving. Owen Christie does have some wheels. He's going to square up to bunt this time, but it's going to go foul. Didn't even land on the line.
0-1 on Cole Moore, who honestly kind of surprised to see him bunt. But the Oilers, who have had issues scoring runs, I guess trying to find any way they can to scratch across runs early, even if that means Cole Moore, their best statistical hitter, average-wise and on-base-wise, bunting.
So far this year, interesting enough, Cole Moore only 1 RBI. even with a .350 batting average, only 1 RBI to his name, so not having a lot of runners in front of him, to say the least. He's come home himself 7 times, but right now it's a rare chance for him to add his own ribeye. 0-1 to Cole Moore, as he is going for second. Rando with the throw, gets him in time. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch and tag by David Bermudez, and that is your first out right after a slow hit he's thrown away.
Yeah, that throw rather by Tyler Rando was a perfect one. Down to second base, David Bermudez coming a tad bit off the bag to glove that, but able to get the slap tag down, and there's one away.
So next, Cole Moore is just going to continue this at-bat. Maybe there's a reason there's not many RBIs, as he gets thrown out there, no real chance unless it's a solo homer himself. It's tough to get solo homers at Herman Brother Field. 1-2 now. Cole Moore swings, puts it on the ground, and it's going to be an easy unassisted 3 out for Aaron Walters.
Easy ground ball there to Walters, and 2 away. Now it's going to bring up Trevor Antonsen, who first time lined out to a leaping David Bermudez at shortstop.
Some announcements for the game today. No smoking or vapor cigarettes, tobacco in the ballpark. It is a smoke and tobacco-free area. Alaska Fair property means no going under or around a fence, as that would be trespassing. And always, remember to recycle. As Darwin Matos is looking to work his 3rd inning of action. So far, 2 down. Only 1 run allowed on what was more of a circus than a hit, just going all over the place in the air itself. But strong recovery now as he is pounding the strike zone, getting ahead of nearly every hitter so far.
Yeah, Matos has been impressive with his strike throwing ability and his curveball as well. He's been really good at getting ahead of hitters, and getting ahead of hitters always means they're going to be kind of at a disadvantage, as Antonsen fouls that one away, and now he's way down 0-2.
He's going to be swinging at pitches like that, something that's not necessarily even in the zone. But Antonsen in an 0-2 count has no room to gamble. Antonsen batting a 167 prior to today, so already lowered that just a bit with the line out. Surprised to see Bermudez not in a similar position for this shading. Instead, just going to watch the breaking ball break into the dirt and go for ball 1.
Count sits at 1-2 on Trevor Antonsen, who plays his college baseball at Seattle University.
In the on-deck circle behind Antonsen, Johnny Olmstead waits, and John Hanley in the hole should we get that far, but Darwin Matos looking to make it a pretty simple 1-2-3 inning after already avoiding a runner thanks to some Tyler Rando antics. 2-2 count now. Antonsen slowly tries to work his way back into this count. This time fouled away, best he could do. He's going to get another chance at it. Matos is a pretty quiet guy from around the team, what we've seen so far. Hasn't been with the squad the longest, but a pretty quiet presence. Just goes out there and does his job. That seems to be his approach on the mound as well. So far, no infield meetings or anything like that, as he's just going to continue this battle with Trevor Antonsen.
The 7th pitch of the at-bat upcoming to Trevor Antonsen. Felician University is located in New Jersey, right near New York City, Division II school.
Quick turnaround for Darwin Matos, as this one's fouled off once again. The battle is going to continue.
7 pitches so far, coming up on 8. Antonsen certainly sticking around against Matos to see as many as he can.
He's being pesky to say the least. See if he can put him away with this next pitch. But instead, going to turn it the other way. See if Mike Ferreira has gone up there in left field, as he's under it in his tracks and puts it away for the 3rd out. 1, 2, 3 here in the third as Darwin Matos continues to roll, only allowing one so far. Miners looking to catch him up and avoid a loss on his day. So we'll be back in the bottom of the third with some more Miners offense. Josh Mrozik going to be the first up for the Miners here in the bottom of the third as they're looking to turn things around and hopefully tie this game up sooner rather than later. Mrozik already struck out so far today, looking for better results his second time around.
Take strike one there.
PSA Alaska Railroad and Operation Lifesaver Alaska would like to remind our friends and neighbors, whenever you see railroad tracks, always expect a train. To stay safe around trains and tracks, look, listen, and live. Mrozik looking there as the ball goes past for 1-1. Taking another pitch on the inside, so 2 balls now. Mrozik, part of the crew that was at Fred Meyer this morning with with a few of his minor teammates handing out free tickets for today's game, hoping to bring a big crowd. As we have a pretty packed house, not the biggest we've seen so far this year, but there is plenty of overcast, so not the perfect day for baseball, but nothing wrong with it so far. No rain or anything. Crossing your fingers and knocking on wood as we say that. So Mrozik staring at a 2-2 count and make that a 3-2 count, working it full as Josh Mrozik.
Yeah, the last time he was able to work it full, he'll look for a different result this time. Expect him to be swinging at pretty much anything here, 3-2. Left fielder Grunberg is playing pretty in left field, even against a left-handed batter.
And Mrozik turns immediately, knows he made the base, as that's going to be ball 4, a walk for Ben Briggs.
And I would not be surprised at all to see Josh Mrozik get the sign to steal second. He's got 6 of them on the year, only been thrown out twice. If he can get the second with Sorelli, Rother, and Walters due up, I mean, you got to think that this game could easily be tied.
Wouldn't be a surprise for sure, but Rosema has an arm behind the dish as well. Similar to how Sam Thompson can throw out runners, this one just barreled, but unable to stay fair, so foul ball for strike 1.
Hit that hard, just needs to even it out.
Sorelli has been putting more laser shots in the field recently, is what I like to call him. He had a few just shot in between the infield defenders, but lifts this one deep. How deep will it go? And it's put away by the center fielder. That's going to be Dylan Ditzenberger, so Mrozik has to retreat to first, but nearly only a few feet in front of the warning track as Nick Sorelli really lifted that one.
Just got under that one was Sorelli. Just a little bit under it. Straighten that out a little bit. It might have been gone. A good swing nonetheless, but ball doesn't carry here like it does at maybe Mulcahy. So, Sorelli retired for the first out of the inning. Now it's Casey Rother, who's first time up. He singled on a bloop shot to right center.
So far in each inning, the Miners have been able to get 2 men on base at least. So far, they have half that done. Hoping to bring one across this time. Already 4 men left on base in this game. Miners really hoping to get going early. Rother's staring at a 1-0 count as Morozic goes for second, and this one lifted over him, so a hit and run as Morozic's going to get to third. Going to be stopping at third, runners on the corners. A beautiful hit and run by the Miners.
Yeah, that was perfectly executed. Morozic obviously has a ton of speed, but I think I could have made it to third there as that ball was hit in the air into right center. Morozic easily makes it over to third. Now they got a little something cooking here. Runners on the corners, just one away.
Coming up to the plate is going to be Aaron Walters, someone who, from my own analysis, I've seen him put plenty of balls right up the gap in the center. This would be the perfect time for a shot like that in order to bring Morozic home and avoid the double play.
Miners trail by just a run. That tying run sitting over at third base. Go ahead run at first.
Squaring up, so this one will get down, will stay fair, and he'll take the tag happily as he accepts the RBI.
How about that? I don't think anybody expected Aaron Walters to bunt there, but that's exactly what he did. That's going to go down as an a G3 unassisted as the first baseman Hanley makes the tag, but good hustle by Rother to get up to second, so productive out.
Element of surprise plays in there as that one did have a bit of lift to it, but managed to stay fair. No one playing up for the bunt. Miners take advantage of some misplacement as they tie up this ball game in the third.
Tyler Rando looking to give the Miners the lead now.
Rando grounded out in his last time. Not going to do the same here as Ditzenberger has to fall back and catch this one for out number 3. Miners managed to tie it up but not take the lead as they are applying pressure. Tie ball game here at Herman Brothers at 1-1 through 3. Be sure to stay tuned for the 4th inning in order to see what happens next. Oh, why am I bringing? Darwin Matos going to continue his day on the mound, coming out for his 4th inning of work as he's been pretty efficient so far. Aside from that one play, I'd say he's been nearly perfect for the Miners.
Matos is going to get to face John Olmstead as we start the 4th inning. First pitch from their fastball, strike 1. Matos on the day has been pretty effective with the first pitch strikes as he gets one there.
And that's something that I feel like a lot of the Miners pitchers could take after Matos is they haven't always had that upward trend getting ahead of hitters so far this season, something they've had to work their way into.
Oilers have just one hit on the day, but they were able to score that run on an error. So, one hit doesn't matter as we are tied here in the fourth.
0-2 count to Johnny Olmstead. Looking to avoid striking out for the second time and will at least prolong this at-bat for a little. So 1-2 now.
Olmstead's first time up, he struck out swinging. That ended the first inning.
Olmstead starting here in the fourth will not offer at the high cheese as Darwin Matos is really trying to push him outside the zone.
Counts it's a 2-2 here on John Olmstead. USC second baseman will be Olmstead, Hanley, Ditzenberger here in the Oiler fourth.
Matos with the pitch. This one is going to get some contact, but going foul once again. I want to thank Mugshot Saloon, Palmer Bar, and Panhandle Bar, and Tudor Bingo, your official sponsors of the Matsu Minor pull tabs and gaming license usage, and the Nugget Booster Club. Gaming sponsor Big Valley Bingo. Be sure to see our program ad for Nugget donations. This time it is put in play, and a nice stab by Casey Rother, able to throw across the diamond. Beautiful play there from the hot corner.
That was a lot tougher than it looks. On the short skip hop down at third base, Rother able to scoop that one up, and then a long throw, and Johnny Olmstead could really bust it up the line, and there he was almost in time, but just a bit late as Rother's throw beat him there. Now one away, it's going to be John Hanley.
We've seen Rother ever since he moved from right field to third. He had some developmental growing pains, but he's been really solid for the Miners ever since. And that's one case to show it off. As Matos gets ahead here again, 0-1. It's been a continued trend so far. Matos isn't the most imposing on the mound either. He's standing just at or below 6 foot, depending on who you ask, him or the official site. But he does have some powerful stuff and some great control. 1-1 now.
Hanley's first time up, he walked and then came around to score on that throwing error by Matos that got up the first base line.
Matos, this time it's skied up. This one shallow right, maybe getting down and deeper than I thought. Cumbo running across, able to get there for the out. An F9, and the Miners have 2 away so far in this inning already. Acting efficiently. Not really allowing a whole lot of traffic today.
Now it's going to be Dylan Ditzenberger, whose last time he tried to advance Hanley on a bunt, but that bunt was popped up and Matos was able to come off the mound in the second inning for the first out of the second to glove it.
So the center fielder with no one on and 2 away. Fouls this one away, 0-1.
Matos has been really impressive so far. I know it's his first start on a really good team, so he had a lot of expectation coming into this game to do well, and so far he's done nothing but that. Just 1 hit so far through 3 2/3.
Seeing how much longer that he can take them. This one is put in the gap. Will it get down? No! Mike Ferreira this time, so the outfielders showing off some of their speed as they're able to keep them scoreless in the top of the fourth. Miners now with a chance to take their first lead of the game. If they get ahead in the bottom of the fourth, be sure to stay tuned to see what they can do with the bats. We are back with some more minor action here in the bottom of the fourth as Tyler Wilson, the switch hitter, going to be the first up to the plate this time from the left-handed batter's box. Squaring up here early, this one going to go foul, but Miners really getting aggressive with their bunts here.
Wilson last time to the dish, lined hard to left field, but the left fielder Grunberg was able to camp under it.
So Wilson looking to get on here. Doubt an ambush bunt would work now. A little bit more ready for it, but not going to offer at a ball in the dirt, so 1-1. Right now, Wilson has been getting some pretty solid contact, but hasn't found a consistent rhythm. This time, sending it to right field. Soika lays out, can't glove it. This time, it's going to get away from him, and that's going to be a base hit for Tyler Wilson. A close one, but it stays fair.
There you go, Ty. A nice knock into right field. Absolutely hammered that one. Soika came on, almost made a fantastic grab. Tyler Wilson, his first hit of the day. It's a leadoff single, and that's going to be Mike Ferreira, who singled back up the middle his last trip up.
See if Ferreira can keep his momentum going, as he's going to be turned on to move the wheels of Tyler Wilson. Plenty of red ticket prizes here. With our program prize and our little Chef Electric Smoker up for available ticket winners. They just announced a ticket winner during our previous break, and you can hear how excited they are. They got some good stuff here, but there's extra white tickets as well for all of the people who are looking to come out to Herman Brothers Field.
Ferreira in now, 1 on, none away.
This one near the hands for ball 1.
It's confirmed that we are the only game tonight playing in the ABL. The Goldpanners and the Pilots are not playing tonight, so it's just us tonight. As that ABL showcase looms tomorrow, all 5 ABL teams will be participating tomorrow and Saturday.
As this one's put on the ground, not going to get Wilson at second, and no throw to first, so both are safe. Nice aggressive approach from Wilson. As soon as the ball was put on the ground, he was head down to second and kept this play alive, so none away.
Antonsen just tried to flip that too quick as he went to transfer it. It looked like it hit the heel of his glove and just hopped up in the air. Nothing he could do to kind of make up for it. And now it's 2 on, none out, David Bermudez, and you got to think a bunt's coming here.
Bermudez has some of his own wheels, but also has some power. It's going to depend on how confident he's feeling at the plate. So far, only reached with an error. Started to offer with a square and instead takes a hit by pitch. So bases loaded, none away. How about a loaded situation for E.J. Cumbo?
Yeah, that was a classic mistake by Ben Briggs, as he was going to get at least 1 out if Bermudez got that down. Instead, hits him. And now Cumbo, bases loaded, is the top of the order. And right now, if you're the Matsu Miners, you got to be thinking big here in the 4th.
Well, everybody wants to dream grand slam, but as long as they take the lead, that's all that matters. Can't waste a bases loaded, no out situation, and Cumbo knows it. We'll take the first one looking, as that's called strike 1.
On the day, Briggs has hit the 56 pitch mark through 4 innings, so not really a problem yet, but the more batters he faces, the more it'll be driven up.
Cumbo gets into this one, a loud crack. This one not gloved. Soika couldn't bring it in. And now it's going to be Wilson trailing at the plate. He is thrown out as it was a force out at the plate. No one was sure it was going to get down as Cumbo sits there at first in disbelief. So 1 away, and it's the 1 at the plate. A nice throw from Soika. I don't think anybody was expecting that one to pop out of his glove.
How about that? Tyler Wilson had no idea it popped out of his glove. He was getting ready to tag from third, and as he was going back to the bag, it was dropped, so he really had no time to turn around and come home. So everybody kind of breathing a sigh of relief in the Oiler dugout, as now there's at least 1 out on the board. Morozic to the plate, nowhere to put him.
Morozic puts this one on the ground as well, but a ground ball is probably the last thing they want to see right now.
Morozic does have a ton of speed up the line, so it will be hard to turn 2 against him. The If he can hit something soft enough, at least it'll be a productive out and score that run. But he's got to hit it soft if it's on the ground.
Tie game 1-1 as Morozic is trying to bring some of his teammates home behind 0-2. And it's going to be a lot harder when 0-2 count. You know, you can't get the 2 outs with bases loaded and no outs. You can't not bring across 1. It would be a huge wasted opportunity for the Miners.
Infield, corners in.
Morozic gets a bit more selective there, but still behind 1-2. Going to be gripping up on the bat just a bit. And more than likely, like you said, just hoping to dig it out at first should he not lift something into the outfield.
You got to give all the credit to Soik on that throw home, too. That was a laser.
As Morozic gets even better at the plate, not taking that one either. 2-2, evening it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes for Morozic. Nowhere to put him, like you had said, so a walk would bring him across, but still only 1 pitch away from a strikeout as well. And he's going to have that with the next one. Just swung at something real off speed, threw him off, and he was fanned away for the second out.
Spriggs only his second strikeout of the game, but now how about this? With bases loaded, nobody out, he manages to get a fielder's choice and then a strikeout. He's 1 batter away from getting out of this, and now the infield can play back against Nick Sorelli, who on the day is 0 for 1 with a walk.
There's one person coming to the plate right now for the Miners. I think I'd rather have it be Nick Sorelli. Bat shatters, though, in half, and the ball's going to make it there before Sorelli, so bases loaded goes to nothing for the Miners. Can't bring anyone across, and it's still a tie ball game at 1-1 through 4. Miners going to be back on the mound, see if Darwin Matos is going to continue his day, or if they're going to have someone else take over, but it looks like it's his ball game. Be sure to stay tuned in the 5th to see some more ABL action. Four innings have come and gone as we get ready for the 5th, and it's still tie ball game here in Palmer as the Miners, unable to cash in on a bases loaded opportunity, are going to turn the ball back over to Darwin Matos for a 5th inning of work. Matos gets a strike there, so picking up right where he left off, he's made easy work of this lineup, only allowing 1 hit and 1 run so far. Going up against him first in this inning, it's going to be Ben Grunberg, someone who was fanned earlier on strikes and has been done so consistently this season as he's already behind 0-2.
Grunberg, 21 strikeouts on the year. Matos looking to make it 22. Matos on the day has 3 punch-outs, but he hasn't had one since the 2nd.
Grunberg would be the perfect batter for that as he nearly takes him looking, just missed that one on the outside for ball 1.
Just 1 hit today for the Oilers. It was that Owen Christie base hit on the swinging bunt pretty much up the third base line.
Matos still high on that one. Back to a 2-2 count. Miners going to be taking on the Chinooks tomorrow morning at Mulcahy at 11. So a quick turnaround for this team, and an early finish to this one could be better for their health, as this game's already gone pretty quick, but still tied. And this one in the dirt, so got ahead early, 0-2, and Ben Grunberg has worked his way back to a full count.
Matos trying to put him away. He doesn't want to allow the leadoff runner to reach Grant Rosema, who reached on that error and made it all the way to third on the throwing error in the on-deck circle.
Grunberg couldn't lay off that one inside, fouls it away though, so going back to 3-2. I want to thank our official sponsor of Matsu Miners 2021 Baseball, Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters and Carpenters Union Local 1281, and their continued support of this squad. Another pitch here. This time it's called strike looking, froze him up, and a bit of a hesitation decision, but finally called strike 3. There's your first out.
Fourth punch out of the game for Darwin Matos as he gets it here for the first out in the fifth. And now we get Grant Rosema. 6, 7, 8 due up. He already got the 6 outs, so just 7 and 8 remaining. Nobody up in the minor pen either, so hoping to get some length out of Matos today as they begin a long streak of games without an off day.
He hasn't had too many battles that have lasted forever with these Oiler hitters, so I think it's pretty likely they may be able to see him go deep, barring anything happening. As Rosema is still looking at a 1-0 count, waiting on Matos to get ready. That's the sign he likes. Plants, and that one's inside again, so 2-0.
Yeah, he hasn't fallen behind many hitters, and this is one of the few.
Could be a sign of a bit of fatigue, but Matos looking to fight his way back through a 5th inning. This one is offered at and fouled away, so 2-1 now.
Matos on the day now sits at 62 pitches, so pitch count really not an issue so far as we put 1 out in the 5th.
This one is going to be spiked into the dirt before it can get into a catcher's glove. 3-1 now. Matos right now with a chance to walk his second batter of the game. And that one instead is going to be a weak liner to David Bermudez, so he can thank his infield behind him for that out as Bermudez just moved perfectly.
Yeah, Bermudez, perfect spot there on the sinking liner. Two-away Andrew Soika, who made a nice defensive play in the 4th as the batter of the plate with 2 outs in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, Soika has an absolute cannon out there in right field. Seems to be a few like that in the AVL. As Cole Escher does the same thing for the Pilots. So right now we're going to see what he can do with a bat in hand. As earlier he went down swinging as well. There seems to be a real hole in Soika's swing near the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, I was just about to comment about that actually. Soika's swing, it's built for elevated pitches, specifically elevated fastballs. I mean, you throw him some breaking stuff down low, it's going to be hard for him to hit.
Like that, as it puts on the ground, Morozic to first. Walter is able to get him for the out. Miners able to work another 1-2-3 as Matos is having a pretty productive day in his debut for the Miners. Looking to see if they can not leave more on and bring one across in the bottom of the 5th. Take the lead here. As we get ready for the bottom of the 5th, be sure to stay tuned. As we get ready for the bottom of the fifth to begin, Casey Rother going to be standing in the batter's box this time for the Miners. Rother has been excellent, to say the least, this year for the Miners. Definitely one of their most explosive bats, as he has an OPB of 388 and an OPS of 834. He manages to get on base pretty often for these Miners.
As he fouls that pitch away, he's at a 1-1 count on the day. He's got a couple of base hits.
Rother, part of that gang that grown out mustache along with Sam Thompson, Sweeney, and Morozic, as the team's trying to pack together with facial hair before the playoffs begin.
I can say that I am also a part of that trend, although I can't grow a glorious mustache like Sam Thompson has. It's starting to become a bit of a crustache, I guess you could call it. My mom is going to want me to shave this ASAP. She's already told me about it, believe me. I'm sure my grandpa is listening to this and he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a very good thing because it's not a good look.
Rother staring at a 2-2, so see if the mustache brings him any luck at the plate.
Shoot, if we make it all the way to the ABL Finals, we're going to be looking like the 70s Oakland A's.
Rother, this time it tightens him up at the plate. He's gonna miss for strike 3, and he'll be fanned today for the first time.
That's the third strikeout of the game for Ben Briggs, who's quietly been able to work around damage as he's limited the Miners to just 1 run on the day.
It hasn't been gaudy strikeout numbers from either side, but this is a pretty solid pitcher's duel. Only 1 run allowed on either side so far.
Aaron Walters, left-handed hitter from Angelo State, 0 for 2 line to his day so far. He's back at it now.
Did get that RBI earlier, though, with a bunting attempt, so he's the only reason they have a score in this game. Catching everyone off guard with that bunt, and he was caught off guard with that last pitch as it goes for a strike, 1-1.
Walters trying to find his way on for the first time today.
Gets underneath of this one, really lifts it to the moon, and it's going to find a new resting spot in the foul grounds.
Count sits at 1-2 on Walters. He's back in playing a little bit defensive.
Gotta choke up just a bit and sending this one back to the screen, so back to a 1-2. Walters is someone who seems really calm at the plate. I don't know if there's a better way to describe it, but everything he does seems very relaxed. He seems comfortable in his stance and his routine. As he continues to take good plate appearances and works this one to a 2-2.
Walters trying to be the first man aboard in the 5th. We're still tied, like we've been since the 3rd inning.
And a big swing there. Can't quite make contact, as that's going to be another strikeout. Back-to-back Ks in this inning for Ben Briggs, as he's looking even better this inning than he has before.
2 away, Tyler Rando up. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but last time to the plate, he stung one to deep center field, but Ditzenberger was able to retreat and make the catch in deep center field. Rando does have power, that is apparent.
And Rando got backed off the plate just a little bit, but that was going to be called a strike. Almost a high 2-seamer, something you usually see them back off to avoid getting their knees popped out. Rando gonna watch this one fly right by as Rosema can't put a glove on it, but no one on base, so no wild pitch.
Tomorrow's ABL Showcase features the Matsu Miners at 11 a.m. versus the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. All these games in the ABL Showcase are 7-inning games, by the way. The Peninsula Oilers face the Anchorage Bucks at 3 p.m., and then the Anchorage Glacier Pilots against the Bucks at 7.
So this one grounded off of the mound and put away. Olmstead able to get it off of the first hop and throw out Rando at first. So Miners also go 1-2-3 in this inning. The fifth come and went with no real action. We're going to have to go to the sixth to see if there's any more scoring awaiting, so be sure to stay tuned with us here in order to see what comes next. We are getting ready to start the sixth inning of action. So far, it's been an even contest on both sides, as Darwin Matos has been a real shining gem for the Miners.
Darwin Matos on the mound for his sixth inning of work as that ball's grounded foul.
I've caught myself saying Matos and Matos a few times. Anytime they add a new name to the roster, takes a little bit of adjustment, but we're going to know his name soon enough. He continues to pitch like this as he's got ahead of another with an 0-1 count here. Can't keep it with 1-1.
Matos, who goes to Felician University, is also a New Jersey native. So all East Coast for him. This is completely on the opposite side of the country, quite literally.
1-1 count for Owen Christie as he fouls that one away and makes it 1-2. They're really looking to get as many innings as they can out of Matos.
Owen Christie has the only hit of the day on him, and it was about a 40-footer. Went up the third baseline. That's the only hit of the day for the Oilers.
And it died on that third baseline. Unlikely to get another one here of that variety, but now he's a 2-2 count.
No activity in either bullpen. I mean, it's been a pitcher's duel so far. Just 5 total hits. The Miners have 4 of them, but they've been unable to take advantage. They've had their chances, including a bases-loaded opportunity with nobody out in the fourth, but they couldn't push anyone around. Their lone run is on that suicide squeeze bunt by Aaron Walters to score Josh Morozic in the third.
Owen Christie will not swing high here. Not really taking any high balls. The Oilers been laying off a lot of those elevator rides.
Christie from Iona College in New York, better known for Rick Pitino's head coaching job in college basketball.
Matos thought he got it there, but it's going to be a little high. Only his second walk of the game.
Leadoff runner reaches, and all of a sudden, it's the top of the order. Cole Moore coming to the plate. Moore has been held hitless so far, but before Moore steps in, Bubba Walters is out to talk to Darwin Matos.
We've seen this situation before, even in this game, with Christie on first, but as you can remember, he was thrown out by Rando when trying to steal second. Could be discussing possibly trying to recreate that, or at least forcing a double play, knowing that they can take advantage of it. Christie doesn't have all the speed that Soika and other outfielders have, so it's a little bit easier to turn to.
This is a big batter at the plate, and Cole Moore, you got to find a way to get an out here regardless of how you get it. Even a fielder's choice, even if that runner were to move over to second. As long as you get an out here, I think that's the goal, because Cole Moore, despite being the leadoff hitter, is probably the most feared hitter in this lineup.
Without Pennington in, I'd say there's no debate for that title.
Lefty on lefty matchup, so this could be a good time for a ground ball, and certainly David Bermudez thinks so. He's shaded decently up. Now moving back a little bit at shortstop. Double play depth for both him and Morozic.
See if that meeting pays off. It starts to square, pulls it back. It's going to be a ball, as it was a throw out. They thought he was going to go. But now, there's a lot of question marks in the air as to what can happen. Squaring up and pulling back this last time. Cole Moore squared up last time and grounded out to advance the runner, but not something we typically see from a hitter of his caliber. Squares up again, but still thrown away. Almost curious if it's intimidation tactics, as Matos is now pitching around him.
There's a right-hander throwing down in the Miners' pen now, as Matos is maybe slipping behind a little bit, and he's at a 2-0 count on Cole Moore. You can't throw a cupcake over the middle here.
Looks like we might have a few arms, as Aaron Winkler and Nate Beimel look like they might both be starting to move around a lit.
Now it's 3-0 on Cole Moore, and this is not a good situation for Darwin Matos on the mound, as things have started to fall apart rather quickly.
I don't believe he's been this far behind any batter, except for in a situation where he walked him. 3-0 count now. Matos has one on, none away. And this one finally called strike. Started to pull back again. Cole Moore's intimidation bunt tactics.
Yeah, I think that was more of a phantom bunt than anything. He was going to square, but he was probably already going to pull that back. I doubt he had any intentions of laying anything down there.
See if he does the same here. This time tries to take a quick swing at it. Didn't even really have time to put it back on his shoulder before taking a hack at that one.
Yeah, that was interesting. Casey Rother crashed down at third base, and he's smiling like, man, I could have just got smoked by a ball, because he was about 50 feet away from the plate. 3-2 now as Matos has battled back, and this is a big pitch coming.
Could be a huge punch-out for this inning. Hoping to avoid a runner in scoring position already. Matos, the payoff pitch. Big swing and big strikeout, so manages to get through what could be the hardest out in this inning, swinging.
Yeah, that was a big strikeout from down 3-0 in the count. Even with knowing Moore's squaring, he was unable to get one over. Battles back and then gets that punch-out pitch there. That's a huge first out. Now it's Trevor Antonsen, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Lined out, flew out.
And he's been pulling to the left side of the field all game. See them shaded towards that, as Morozic is definitely starting to close that gap towards second. Curious, as Christie hasn't really shown any signs of stealing ever since he got thrown out.
Yeah, he was thrown out rather easily earlier. Tyler Rando throwing it down there to David Bermudez with a sweep tag at second base.
0 for 1 count right now. It's Matos back to getting ahead of hitters. See if Antonsen can put something in play here. And this one gets away from Rando. Throw to second. Bit high. Morozic unable to keep it in his glove, so he will be safe as Christie moves into scoring position, but still a close play.
Yeah, Rando, I don't think he thought he was taking off. He didn't run to that ball really that quickly, and that cost him, as busting it down to second base was Owen Christie, and now he's in scoring position. That's the go-ahead run.
One away, one on at second. So Matos caught in the middle. Antonsen putting something in center field again, or left field, could advance the runner. But he has to put it deep. And this one's going to be high. Christie getting a little bit more skittish on the base path now that he's moved to second.
There is a base open for Matos on the mound, but he would like to get out here if he could. Christie on the year came in with 3 stolen bases, no caught stealings. He obviously had his first earlier, so he's now up to a 3 for 4 on the year.
And Matos knows this may be his last inning too, with 2 arms in the bullpen warming up, trying to make it the best he can and at least hand over an even game.
Goes 3-1 here, and I would not be surprised if this is a pitch out of the zone, to be completely honest with you. 3-1 pitch, you don't want to make a mistake here. Antonson's obviously struggled batting average-wise, but he can still get into one. He's not the easy out up there.
Here's the pitch, and this one is going to be ball 4. This one closer to the hands. Gonna put a man at first and second now. As only 1 away still in the inning. Miners are looking at a real scoring threat as they're going to have Johnny Olmstead coming up to the plate next.
Tyler LeBron out of the dugout for the Miners, and this looks to be the end of the day for Darwin Matos. And
that's exactly what it is, as Aaron Winkler jogs down from the bullpen. This time it's going to be his game to take over with 2 on. We're going to let him get his own warm-up pitches in and a meeting at the mound. We'll be right back after a short break with the continuation of this inning. So Aaron Winkler, the Rutgers Scarlet Knight, going to be coming up to the mound, and it's going to be a tight situation for him to tightrope out of.
Winkler coming in, 2 on, 1 out, as he throws ball 1 there. Winkler on the year at Rutgers. He only had a few appearances, but he's been so good in his time in a minor uniform.
Only a .75 ERA and a whip just below .6, so he keeps people off the base path, and as a result, they don't cross home a lot. This time, it's going to be sent into left field, going to be pulled, foul ball.
Wow.
So that one, a real threat.
That ball was crushed down the left field line, and Winkler, lucky that ball was fouled by about 10 or 15 feet. The bullpen trying to sarcastically point towards the line as maybe mocking a fair call, but that ball was clearly foul.
Maybe helping their teammate find the field. Johnny Olmstead at the dish as John Hanley stands on deck and Dylan Ditzenberger in the hole right now. This one offered at and is going to be called for strike 2, so couldn't hold off on that one regardless, out and away. Nice slider that time from Winkler.
This is definitely Winkler's highest situation, her highest leverage situation of the year. Inherits a bit of a jam right now.
2 on, 1-2 count. Winkler. That ball curves back in over the heart of the plate, but Ferreira is under it in left field. No advancement from second either from Christie.
That was a can of corn, easy out for Mike Ferreira as a sigh of relief for Aaron Winkler as he battles back after that hard hit foul ball. And now John Hanley is the man to the plate. Last chance for the Oilers to score here in the 6th.
Quick thank you to our sponsor of the 2021 Matsu Miners Summer Clinic, Alaska USA Federal Credit Union. The clinic actually coming up very soon, as July 13th through the 16th. We'll be working the summer clinic with the team.
Yeah, I'll be there, so you wanna be there. Don't take my batting advice though. I was not a good hitter.
Don't take any of our batting
advice.
advice.
Yeah, me or Sean's batting advice. Just do not take.
As we have 2 outs here, still 2 on. A chance to break this game open with John Hanley at the plate. Hanley tries to motion like he was moving out of the way, but not buying any of it is the home plate umpire as he calls strike 2. Winkler, a real chance to get out of this as quick as possible.
1 pitch away from getting out of it. 0-2. Watch maybe a breaking ball in the dirt.
Winkler this time put on the ground, won't go to second. Quick toss. Bermuda is able to just shuffle it to Morozic on the second base, and they are able to get out of that. So Winkler and the infield tightrope their way out of that trouble, and we are going to be heading to the 7th. Still a tie ball game. 1-1 here at Herman Brothers Field. Be sure to stay tuned in this tight contest to see what comes next. Seven, 8, 9 due up for the Miners as we get ready for the bottom of the 6th. Correction from my earlier send-off, as the Miners still have to bat in this inning, as they have their own chance to break this tie. Tyler Wilson going to be the first one up to the plate. Wilson so far this year has slowly been coming along for the Miners. They've been using him defensively all over the place, and as the bats come along, he's bound to get more opportunities. Came into today with 59 at-bats and only 11 hits, increased that total to 12. Looking for a multi-hit game. Could be his second multi-hit game of the year.
As he fouls that pitch off, it's 2-1. Oilers don't score a lot of runs, so even a few runs here for the Miners would be huge. I mean, they've hit a lot of home runs, actually, but in terms of scoring runs, they have been by far the worst in the ABL. They're at less than 3 per game right now, actually. 25 games, just 71 runs scored.
So after he got ahead 2-0 in this count, Tyler Wilson now looking at a 2-2. Wilson will swing at this one, send it the opposite way. Looks like it's going foul, and it is over the wall, but in foul ground.
Wilson hammered that. Said in his first at bat of the day how hard he's been hitting baseballs lately, and that was just another one.
And the Miners bullpen giving their own fair call right back to the Oilers as they get to repeat it and almost mock the other side. So a bit of friendly competition here in a tight contest.
2-2 as Wilson fouls that pitch away. Reaching first here is very important. Mike Ferreira stands in the on-deck circle.
7th pitch of this at-bat coming up. As Wilson is going to just get a soft tapper, foul ball there. Keep it going at 2-2.
Wilson's still alive, and this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming to him.
Wilson just staying alive for as long as he can. As the 2-2 offering sent the other way once again. Dylan Ditzenberger, center fielder, a slow roam back and for the out. So Tyler Wilson will be retired as the first out, and the Grand Canyon product is sat down in a fly out to the center fielder.
Mike Ferreira to the plate now. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Single back up the box in the second. And then in the fourth, he reached on a ground ball that Trevor Antonsen booted. Was able to make it all the way to third base, but wasn't able to come around.
Ferreira won't offer at the first pitch, and that one will be high. So Ben Briggs working up his pitch count as that point as he's in the 6th inning. And still no real action in their bullpen. A little bit of throwing from a left-hander, but Ben Briggs has been working his way through this game so far.
Yeah, can't tell who the left-hander is yet. The Oilers throw a variety of arms out there. Talking to them pregame, they have 6 guys who start games as Ferreira fouls that pitch away.
May be Dylan Crowley, one of the few lefty throwers listed on the roster. But right now, we're going to have to focus on Briggs as Ferreira is ahead in a 2-1 count right now. Won't offer at that one. Thought it might have dropped off before the plate. Instead, it becomes strike 2. And Ben Briggs, that same breaking action has been so consistent for him all game. Able to just get a piece of it here. So staying alive, Ferreira not going to go down easily. Mike Ferreira, the Westchester University outfielder and first baseman, found a spot in the left field for the Miners and looking to pick up his hitting totals still. Nice take that side on the inside.
Ferreira working it to 3-2.
Ferreira's one of those hitters as well that he's really good at picking up patterns. You could see that one was going inside and just spit on it. No offer. This time is offered. Turn the other way. How far back will it go? It's gone! Mike Ferreira, back-to-back days. Once against Legion, and this time against the Oilers. Solo home run for the lead, and his teammates are loving it.
How about that, Mike Ferreira? How do you do? Taking it deep over the left field fence, and they finally get to Ben Briggs. Mike Ferreira's bat is really getting hot and at a good time for the Miners.
Put on that Miners helmet. You earned it, as the Miners take the lead here, 2-1, late in the bottom of the 6th.
That ball was hammered left center field, no cheapie, and now it looks like we could have a pitching change out on the mound as a slow walk out there by the Oiler manager.
Yeah, it could be the end of his day. Matos didn't get to go all the way through the 6th himself either after he put 2 on with only 1 away. Similar situation here, but couldn't prevent the run already. That solo shot from Mike Ferreira. His first home run of the year. So Miners able to add a little bit of breathing room as they are going to welcome a new arm to the mound. So we will be right back after a few practice pitches just to let you know what you need to know about this new pitcher. David Bermuda is going to be coming back to the plate as Nolan Patterson is the new arm that takes over for the Oilers. One of the few lefties they have in their lineup. And he's greeted with the Miners 9-hole. After Mike Ferreira went yard on Briggs, they decided to pull the plug on that one. Able to see what Patterson can do next as Bermudez sends this one high. Will he be able to get under it? Rosema runs back and puts it away. A foul out for the second out.
First out for Patterson out of the pen. There's 2 away now as he'll work through the leadoff hitter, E.J. Cumbo.
A bit deflating after a solo home run. Regardless, the inning stays alive. Cumbo comes to the plate now. And Cumbo had that awkward fielder's choice from Soika in right field last time he came up. If you want to call it a fielder's choice, but didn't manage to get the run across. Now no one in front of him. Just the base is empty and him in the pitcher. So, Cumbo staring at an 0 for 3, hoping to get on. Was 3 for 8 coming into today.
He's down 0-2. He'll try to battle against Nolan Patterson. Nolan Patterson trying to just keep this game where it is.
And Cumbo is going to get a hold of this one. Sends it to right field. Soika under it, and that's a can of corn for Soika as he puts him away and gets out of the inning with only 2 batters after the home run. The Miners do manage to take a lead, though, as they get ready for the 7th. Heading into the 7th with a 2-1 slim lead. See if they can hold on in the remaining innings when we come back from a short break. Winkler going to be continuing his work on the mound as the Miners bleed into the 7th with a 1-run lead. Winkler was excellent with 2 on and 1 away. Able to put down the next 2 batters, see if he can do the same here. This time he'll be starting it off with Dylan Ditzenberger, the center fielder, in the left-handed batter's box.
Final 9 outs looming. The Miners got the lead they needed. We'll see if they can control it.
Yeah, and all thanks to Mike Ferreira. No question, the most important at-bat of the day so far.
Driving that one over the fence. Ferreira really got into it.
So Ditzenberger behind 0-2 early, as Winkler is in line for the win should everything go to plan. This one's gap between the first and second baseman. It's going to be a single for Dylan Ditzenberger. He gets his first hit of the game.
Ditzenberger going pole side on 0-2. Good job to get a piece of wood on that. Leadoff runner on. Nobody out here in the 7th. Ben Grunberg, who's K'd a couple of times on today, up next.
So Winkler getting back to work, puts down the bag, and is ready for his at-bat to begin. Coming into this, the opponent batting average against him below 100, so to say he's excellent would be an understatement.
Grunberg swung to bunt there, but it went just foul. It's 0-1, and I'd expect Grunberg to be squaring again here. Down a run and a guy at the plate who's been struggling. I mean, if he can get a productive out here, I'm sure they'd take it.
A sacrifice hit may be in order, like you're saying. Especially with Ditzenberger, the center fielder can cover plenty of ground and he can apply it to his offense as well. This one, gonna pull back on it, so 1-1. They are not even trying to hide their squaring bunts, not even any drag bunts attempts. They're just squaring up and letting it go. Grunberg looking to avoid the Triple Crown as he already has 2 strikeouts. A third would set him up for the collar.
Grant Rosema on deck waiting. He's got an 0-for-2 line, as do most of these hitters in the Oilers lineup.
So this one gets down the first base line. Grunberg is going to be thrown out. A dropping throw from Winkler almost didn't get there, but Walter is able to adjust and put him away as Ditzenberger does move up to second. Runner in scoring position again. That would be the tying run. Go ahead. Stands at the plate with Grant Rosema.
Yeah, that was a good butt there by Ben Grunberg, able to get the runner over. They got a runner in scoring position now, and that's all they can ask for. Grant Rosema, who got all the way to third on that play in the first inning that Matos threw away, reached on the air. He's back up now, 0-for-2. He also lined out to David Bermudez.
Oilers looking to mount a comeback here. Not going to get it on that pitch. That one inside and low, ball 1.
Looks like some stretching in the minor pen. Possible throwing right here real soon.
For now, Winkler still holding it down on the mound. Gets a strike there, a nice outside strike, cover the outside of the black.
That was a good pitch there from Winkler to get back even in the count. The Pound Ridge, New York native has a little bit of trouble now. We'll see if he can work out of it.
So 1-1 and 1 on with 1 away. Plenty of ones to go around right now, but move that to 2-1. Winkler only had 9 strikeouts prior to today, so still looking for his first punch out when it comes to strikes.
He's one of only 4 pitchers in the ABL with more than 10 innings pitched with a sub-1 ERA.
And he gets some help there from the blue as that one called strike on the inside. 2-2 count now. Winkler looking to retire another batter.
It's a big pitch here. Get Rosema.
Rosema swings, puts this one foul ground. So gonna send Ditzenberger back to second, and we're gonna reset here. Almost like it didn't happen.
Needs to get the out here. Regardless of how you get it, you got to get it. Andrew Soika on deck, and it'll be interesting to see how they attack him. He's had some issue hitting the low pitches. Man in the hole, Owen Christie, came into this game struggling mightily, but he's reached base both times.
Rosema taking his time as Winkler's really deciding on what pitch he wants. Finally has it in the set, and the throw inside, too far inside, they'll say. No offer, so 3-2.
There is a base open down at first base, but Winkler would love to just get the batter at the plate right now and not put additional runners on.
Especially since that would be the same situation he inherited when he came in the game. 2 on and 1 away. Now he's looking to make it 2 away. A nice pitch down in the zone, but fouled off to stay alive. It's going to be a long at-bat this time for Grant Rosema.
A really long at-bat. He stuck around to see a number of pitches.
Rosema waiting on Winkler, still shaking off the sign. This time he's ready. And the throw, this time it's skied, not that deep, pretty shallow. Bermudez is under it, and no advance as well, so this one stays in the infield, and an easy out for out number 2.
Yeah, that was an easy play for David Bermudez, a big out for Aaron Winkler as he wins that battle. That battle raged on for 9 pitches, but Winkler victorious, and now he's going to get Soika with a runner on second and 2 away.
Sometimes it just takes a little extra work, but finally takes him there. As next up to the dish is going to be Andrew Soika, the right fielder for the Oilers. Someone we've already had plenty of discussion of his swing. Has that raising action when it comes to his swing, so he picks up high fastballs very well, but doesn't handle breaking action nearly as well. No offer on the first pitch this time.
Soika ahead 1-0. The runner out at second is Ditzenberger, who has good speed.
We'll swing here and just chip it off to the left side. Looks like we might have almost Evan Wolf warming up with Alex Majors still in his warm-ups. Majors was put on the available list for pitchers today. Haven't seen him pitch in a while, so it is possible to see their closer come out should this be a close game. This one almost gets away from Rando, able to put it down before it gets away from him. Miners with a chance to get through their 7th inning, only allowing 1 run. A 2-1 pitch. It's chipped high and chipped foul.
1 strike away is Aaron Winkler from navigating out of the 7th. Trying to keep this 2-1 lead intact. Mike Ferreira broke the tie back in the 6th with a long home run to left center field.
Winkler, another pitch, and Soika almost looked like he was swinging down at that one, barely able to make contact and foul it off.
Still 2-2.
While Soika does have a bit of a swinging slash, when he makes contact, he absolutely tattoos the ball.
He does have a smooth, pretty swing on balls up in the zone.
This time gets some contact, puts it in left field. Mike Ferreira gets under it, able to take the lead and keep it here with the catch there. 3 outs in the top of the 7th as the Miners keep cruising. They hold on to a 2-1 lead as we get ready for the bottom of the 7th. Be sure to stay tuned here at Herman Brothers Field to see what happens next. Bottom of the 7th, kicking off with a flash as the Golden Flash. Josh Mrozek tries to get the first. Not in time. Close play at first, but can't outrun it on the ground. Nice play there from Johnny Olmstead in order to ground that one up. So a quick first out in the bottom of the 7th. Do want to thank our 7th inning stretch sponsor, the Alaska Highway Safety Office. Tailgating, speeding, and darting between lanes, that'll get you noticed and ticketed by police. Drive sober, slow down. We want you to stop speeding before it stops you. This one fouled up once again, going back towards the screen, but not going to be catchable for Rosema as Nick Sorelli is going to be at the plate next.
Sorelli with an 0 for 2 days so far, but he did walk.
Did manage to get on in that first inning, correct. And ever since then, the Miners have been seemingly putting at least one on per inning. But a quick ground out here, and Sorelli now staring at a 1-1 count.
Miners have 5 hits on the day to the Oilers, 2. Nolan Patterson back out there for his second inning of work as he spins the breaking ball for strike 2.
And spun it beautifully. That one came from the inside of the zone. Thumbed it back in. As this one offered outside, no fishing from Sorelli.
2-2 on the big man, the first baseman. DHing today, actually.
Yeah, they're not going to require him to be a wall for first today, so it's to focus on hitting instead and puts this one right into the glove of Soika. Nice lift on that one. If he had put it in the gap, no doubt it would have gotten down. Just happened to send it to the fielder. So 2 quick outs for the Miners, as we've only seen about 6 pitches this inning.
9:06 local time. We're going on just over 2 hours of total game time, so pretty standard game in terms of game time. Maybe a bit higher, but Casey Rother standing in now with 2 away.
Rother already has multiple hits in this game, 2 singles, but maybe wants to up that slugging percentage with some extra base hits if he can. 2 already away. Maybe he also wants to keep pace with Mike Ferreira. Both of them with 1 so far this year. They have a bit of a friendly rivalry going.
1-1 on Casey Rother.
Rother continues to take pitches near the inside. This one called for ball 2. Aaron Walters in the on-deck circle, shagging that one from behind the plate. This big swing here from Rother. He wanted to get every stitch of that ball, but caught some air on that one for 2-2. Rother in a 2-2 count, 2 away. And no swing. This one's low, so full count for Casey Rother. Something's got to give here between Patterson and Rother. And what nearly gave was the elbow, as Casey Rother able to bounce back away from that one. Just recoiled, and that's going to be a walk on balls.
Casey Rother, a 2-out walk. He'll give Aaron Walters a chance, who's 0 for 3 last time up. He struck out swinging.
No hits in the game today so far for Aaron Walters. Walters follows his routine every single time, just like the rest of these Miners batters. Pretty simplistic, but it works for him as he takes ball 1 there.
1-0 to Aaron Walters from Angelo State.
Looking to extend this inning as he fouls that one away. Tyler Rando in the on-deck circle does have his shin guards on, ready to go back for the catching role. But first he's going to have to see what Wally can do with a bat. Walter's not going to swing there, so the Angelo State product has continued to produce for his team, without his teammate Jordan Williams, who had to be put on inactive for injury, something that's plagued a lot of the Miners at one point or another, but Walters remained consistent for this team. 2-2 count now for Aaron Walters. And low again. So, with a full count, we may be seeing runners advance, or we may be seeing the end of this inning.
3-2 pitch. Runner's going to be on the move regardless.
And there he goes. This one put right up the middle and falls down. So Rother going to run to third as well. Astute observation to see once Olmsted went down, there was no stopping Rother.
It's a base hit for Aaron Walters, his first knock of the day. He's aboard first and third now. Tyler Rando looking to add a possible insurance run here in the 7th.
I did say earlier that he likes shooting it right up the gap. Does the same thing there.
Miner's 6th hit of the day. It's been 2 runs on 6 hits, 1 error for the Oilers, 1 run on 2 hits with a couple of errors for Peninsula.
Rando with runners at the corners and 2 outs. No room for error, but he's looking to get his day going as well, improve his own line. Currently an 0 for 3 with a few ground outs. Won't offer here. We'll get the strike though, so inside pitches causing a bit of recoil.
0-1 on Tyler Rando. Rother off third, Walters off first. Ball 1 to Rando as there's some activity down in the Oiler bullpen. Looks like a right-hander throwing.
This one outside again, 2-1. Last thing he wants to do is load up these bases on a walk for Tyler Wilson. Wilson's already got 1 single on the day, but he's been barreling the ball well. So this one moves to 2-2. Strike taken looking. And Tyler Rando is now on the verge. Full count should he get another ball here. Instead, he fouls it away.
2-2 on Rando. He'll look to put this one in play.
Rando fouls this one again, so continues to shake the backstop, but hasn't put it in play just yet.
Long at bat, certainly. This is pitch number 7 upcoming.
And pitch number 7 is going to be a ball in the dirt. Not going to advance to second as Walters has just got away barely. Would not have been enough room for him to safely secure second.
Tyler Wilson sits in the on-deck circle with first and third. The runner on third won't be moving here on a 3-2 pitch, but the runner on first, Walters, will get a head start.
Exactly what he's doing is this one's lifted over his head as well, and now Walter's running for third. Gunned down though. Just an absolute beautiful missile from center fielder Dylan Ditzenberger as Miners able to get the run but also end the inning, move their lead to 3-1 as Aaron Walters got sniped from center field. Miners hold on to a 2-run lead now, only 6 outs remaining between them and another victory. Be sure to stay tuned as we continue our late inning action here at Herman Brothers Field. We're ready for the 8th inning of action as Miners have a new arm on again. This time it's Evan Wolf, another Kent State product, as he gets him all kind of twisted up. Can't help but offer at the first one there. Evan Wolf, of course, one of the best traditions I feel like we have at Herman Brothers is every time he comes on, he gets some howls from the crowd that really get him going beforehand. Talked to him about it in a previous interview. It's pretty cool to have your own tradition that you didn't even start. Wolf is already staring at an 0-2 and close to making it 0-3, but can't get that one. 1-2 count. So far this year, Wolf has pitched 11 1/3 innings, 10 strikeouts in that time.
So he misses upstairs. Wolf's brother, who goes to West Virginia, is likely going to be picked in the early rounds of the MLB draft, which starts on this Sunday.
And Wolf gets his own strikeout there. Can't even take it swinging. Takes it looking around as the first out and some more howls from the crowd.
Evan Wolf's first strikeout of the day coming into today. He had pretty good numbers on the year pitching. He's seen his fair share of appearances lately, and right now getting a chance with a 2-run lead, so a little bit of confidence in Evan Wolf, who has a 3.18 ERA on the season.
And one of their favorite things about Wolf as a reliever is only walked 3 so far this year. Compare that to the 11 strikeouts he has now. His ratio is very solid, and he continues it here with a first strike. First pitch strike got him ahead. Wolf with the second throw, and this one nearly chipping off that inside black, but too far inside, so ball 1.
1-1 for Evan.
This one, an awkward bounce, but a nice grab by Bermudez, was able to just figure out where it was going before the ball even knew, I feel like.
Yeah, that was an excellent play by David Bermudez on the charge. Short hop. There's one thing consistent about this baseball team. It's David Bermudez's defense out at shortstop. He's been brilliant out there this year.
They're going to need it more and more, especially with Urso not being in the middle infield anymore alongside him. So Bermudez showing off his talent there. A great second out, and now Wolf has a chance to make this a 1-2-3 inning. As next up to the plate is Trevor Antonsen. It was Cole Moore getting out in that previous at-bat, and now the shortstop is trying to avoid becoming the 4th to last out for the Miners win. He's doing a solid job here, too, waiting off of Wolf, so 3-0 count, and he's only one poor pitch away from reaching first. Won't get it on this one, though. Fastball from Wolf, locked in.
3-1 here on Trevor Antonsen. If he could reach, tying run on deck, and Johnny Olmstead.
And it's going to put it right into the gap, a huge gap between Morozic and Bermudez up the middle. That one's just going to shoot through for an easy single, only the 3rd hit of the game for the Oilers.
Back up the box. How about that? Base hit, Trevor Antonsen, 2nd time aboard, also walked earlier. Now Johnny Olmstead is the tying run with 2 away here in the 8th.
Johnny Olmstead took a bit of a tumble out in center field, too, when Walters put that shot up the middle. See if he recovered from that, to say the least, but an outside strike taken, so Wolf taking an early advantage. That's something we've said about almost every Miners pitcher so far. So from Matos to Wolf so far, all of them have gotten ahead. This one just a little bit out in front of the plate. Rando is ready to throw immediately. He's not going to allow any more stolen bases on his watch.
1-1 here on the batter at the plate.
This one put on the ground once again to Rother. Beautiful throw, one bounce, Able to collect it is Walters as he's stumbling. So nice concentration from Aaron Walters there at first base. Able to hold it down and end the inning. Miners 3 outs away from another victory as they're looking to add some more insurance as we head into the bottom of the 8th. Be sure to stay tuned here to see what comes next. We're getting ready for the bottom of the 8th here at Herman Brothers Field, and new arm once again on for the Oilers. It's going to be another new one as Jacob Dillon, the Jayhawk from the University of Kansas, going to be on the mound again. And to say he's having a tough go at it recently would be a bit of an understatement. Even when the Miners saw him for less than an inning, they hit him for 3 earned runs and lowered his ERA, if that tells you anything.
Dillon, he's had a tough go of it so far, but he'll look to try to at least bridge the gap here. On the year, he's pitched an inning and 2/3, allowed 3 hits and 9 runs, 6 walks playing a big part of that.
Tyler Wilson, send it back the other way, why don't you? This one's a no-doubter. This one is gone. Tyler Wilson takes the first pitch and just sends it yard. So we weren't inflating anything we were saying.
How about Tyler Wilson lean back on it with a little bit of bat flip? He knew that one was gone. He was ready for it.
He gets his own Miner helmet, and the teammates are there to hype him up.
4-1 Miners now, 8th inning. Tyler Wilson gets into his first home run of the year.
Long ball becoming more and more common for this Miners offense. They've been able to string it together the last couple games. This one in the dirt, so tough act to follow up, but Mike Ferreira already has one on the day himself, so maybe 2 could up the ante, but instead you're going to foul this one away.
Ferreira behind, or rather evened up now, 1-1. Got a ton of untapped power in that bat. We saw it come out full force the last couple days. 2-1 on Ferreira.
Ferreira swings, tries to golf it out, but can't get that one, so 2-2. Some good plate discipline could go a long way for Mike Ferreira right now. Maybe works his first walk of the day, as he's done it all with the wood in his hands so far.
There's another ball. It's 3-2 here on Mike Ferreira. And if he gets something hittable, expect him to swing for the hills.
Just like that, this one just rattling the gate over on the left foul line. So not going to land fair, but is going to be heard around the ballpark. Ferreira waiting on another full count pitch. This time, not even a question of where it was, but more of why he couldn't hustle to second, as that one got away. Could have been a wild pitch, but just wasn't watching for it, or didn't really need the reason to run to second.
2 for 3 day for Mike Ferreira with a walk. How about that? Been on base 3 times. Now it's David Bermudez, who's 0 for 2 to get hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning.
Maybe Bermudez needs his own round tripper to get it going, as it seems like everybody's getting involved for the Miners right now. This one bounces off of him, going to be a pass ball, and Ferreira easily gets into second, so gets away from him in an easy bag. Now back in scoring position, and still no outs in this inning.
Bermudez got a runner on now. In scoring position with nobody out.
Puts this one down. Not going to stay fair for long.
Goes foul. Jacob Dillon pitches his college baseball at the University of Kansas. And that ball hit by Tyler Wilson may have touched Topeka. That thing was hammered.
Bermudez hoping to do the same. Setting this one high and foul. Bit of confusion, but eventually able to come away with it as Dillon, as he and Rosema and Moore all converged on the ball in foul ground, but finally puts it away. So Bermudez becomes the first out.
EJ Cumbo going to get a chance to hit now on the day. Cumbo is 0 for 4, so he's still looking for his first hit.
And he's seen a few go yard this game so far. Cumbo obviously has the pop necessary to make it happen, but hasn't been able to take it deep just yet. He had to take a bit of a quick stance to avoid that one. Ball 1. Right now, the Miners seem to have all the momentum in this 4-1 game. And once again, this one low, so ball 2.
Bermudez ahead now, 2-0.
Cumbo with the man in scoring position has no reason to swing. These are pitching all over the place right now as Dillon, as he can't seem to zero in on the zone.
3-0 as Cumbo just 1 ball away from taking first base.
Once again, that one out and away, so Cumbo takes an easy 4-pitch walk, and now he's on to first. So double play is back in action, but plenty of speed from that first base, and Morozic himself, who's coming to take his next at-bat, his 5th of the ballgame.
Josh Morozic, actually his 5th plate appearance, 4th at-bat of the game. He did walk in the 3rd and came around to score the first run of the day for the Miners.
And he puts some pop into this one, but gonna go high and not that far as Hanley moves over from first, only a few steps to put it away. A can of corn for him, as everyone's eating well in this game. 2nd out for the Miners. And if you want to see a home run, this is the guy to do it. Nick Sorelli walks to the dish for the Miners with 2 on and 2 away. Already had 1 long ball in this inning. Sorelli couldn't look to make it a 3-run or another 3-run homer. Instead, it's just going to be lightly tapped over to John Hanley at first, who takes it in unassisted for the 3rd out. Miners do scratch 1 across in the inning to make it 4-1, but couldn't do anything else on top of that. Miners 3 outs away from another victory here at Herman Brothers Field. Be sure to stay tuned to see if they can hold on here. Miners 3 outs away from another victory, which would become their 16th of the year. And standing between them and that victory is Henry Novicki, a pinch hitter. Third baseman normally for the Oilers, who's stepping in for Hanley. And for the Miners, they have their own saver up, as it is a safe situation. Alex Majors, closer, hoping to secure that lead for the Miners, as he's looking pretty solid with that slider already.
Yeah, down 0-2 is Novicki, who would go over to first base, presumably if the Oilers could somehow scratch across 3 in the 9th.
Won't swing there at the 0-2. That one just a bit too far outside.
1-2 here on Henry Novicki, who on the year is hitting .286. He's second on the team in batting average, a home run and 9 RBIs.
And swings there, just swinging at air. Nothing to find but a big old miss and a K for Alex Majors.
Majors blowing him away there. He's got 1 out now. Here in the 9th, 2 to go. Dylan Ditzenberger, the center fielder next to the plate, his last at-bat, he singled.
Ditzenberger got in on that shot right up the middle. Similar shading situation here, but they're more worried about him hitting an opposite field, as you can see Bermudez and Rother kind of bunched together on the left side.
Majors already has 3 saves on his tally this year. This would be number 4.
They can't seem to see him very well. That time, another swing and a miss from Dylan Ditzenberger, and Majors right now is on fire, operating nearly perfect. As we've seen 5 strikes to 2 balls.
Just missed there off the outside edge. Ditzenberger, a left-handed batter, struggling to see Majors out there.
Does see this one, puts it on the ground with pretty weak contact, and Morozic to Walters is an easy second out. So ground 4-3, Miners 1 out away.
This would be win number 16 in ABL play on the year, and this would boost them, I believe, to 4 games ahead of the second place Anchorage Glacier Pilots, who sit at 12-11.
Every win matters right now, even though these two teams are at opposite ends of the conference. Majors with one more man that stands in front of him.
It's going to be a pinch hitter, Bryce Marsh, off the bench to hit for the Oilers as he watches strike 1 there.
Marsh hasn't had as much success, only batting .200 in the last week, and he is not seeing Majors well either. Already behind 0-2, just like his teammates. They are really struggling to stay ahead of Majors.
Majors is getting the ball back and going straight back to it. I mean, he's not wasting any time.
No, he's going to go to the same pitch, same slider. But this time, out and away, instead of giving him that back foot slider, he's got some real explosive stuff when it comes to breaking that slider. See if it's good enough for a put out here, and that's exactly what it does. So Alex Majors, 4th save of the season, fans the side, no problem, as he's able to put away 2 on strikes and get 1 with the ground out. Miners hold on for a 4-1 victory here, thanks to the long ball in most part. Tyler Wilson and Mike Ferreira sending it deep in this game. So Miners move to 16-7 and hold on to their spot atop the ABL. I've been Sean Neef alongside Reese Lannon. Thank you so much for joining us for today's broadcast, and be sure to tune in early tomorrow morning as we head to Mulcahy to take on the Chinooks. It'll be an 11 a.m. game Alaska time, so everyone be sure to tune in once again. Reese will be on the call. I will be assisting with color and scoring the game. Thank you so much for tuning in once again today. Final score 4-1, Miners victory.